We are going to go back to our notes section and we're going to talk about if-then statements, and I'm going to bring up an example. So, example, I don't know, it's still in orange. So we have x minus 1, x plus 3 is equal to 17 plus x. Why is this equal to, is the same as, why is this the same as x plus 3 equals x plus 17? Why are these two equations true? Well, this is how you write your if-then statement for this case. So let's do it this way. You'll have to write fast since I'm going to be writing in text. If x minus 1 times x plus 3 is equal to 17 plus x, then x minus 1 times x plus 3 equals x plus 17 because of the, what did they do? They switched. Oh, we should annotate that. Get my pink pen. Switch. They switched, so that means that, that we're going to use the commutative property of, and did they switch terms or did they switch factors? Well, they're added. So we use the commutative property of addition or over addition. So this is my if part of my statement. So this all goes in your notebook under teacher example. If, and then. This is your logic coming in. If, and then. Okay, let's do it again. But, so this was example 1. Let's do example 2. So y is, let me go look at the example again. The equations. Nope, that's it. We're done then. Woohoo! So this was just like an example of when you're asked to justify, which you were actually going to practice in your student exercises. So now the next part of your notebook is going to be labeled student exercise. Whoa, let me get myself student exercise. I think it's 2, 3, student exercise 3. And then I'm going to go back up to the PDF, and you could probably write it right on your paper if you have a hard copy of the PDF. Otherwise, you're just going to write the sentence right below, right here. Okay. Using the sentence stem, justify why the two equations have the same solution set. So this magic word justify is going to come up a lot on exams. So you need to know what that means. Most of the time when it says to justify, you are either going to write a sentence and we will have practiced with a sentence stem, or it's going to have you draw a picture or use some math evidence. But most of the time when it says justify, for me, it means write a sentence why it's true. So if blank, then those two equations will be equal because of the blank property. We had just practiced this with the equations up above in the teacher example. So let's try this. I have to write for part of this. Okay. Here we go. So we need to decide if these are true. If the solution set won't change if you use any of the properties. So the solution set to the problem, whether the solution is x is equal to 4, x is equal to 3, x is equal to -2, back to the lesson with solution sets. That won't change an equation if you use the associative property, the commutative property, or the distributive property. The answer won't change. The result won't change. Let's go back to all the way back to the first video or the second video in today's lesson with, oh, you can't see it, but with this first example. We applied the commutative property, we applied the associative property, and the result did not change. So now the solution, we don't even know what x is. We don't know, and you don't have the skills yet to solve this, and I did that on purpose. So you don't know how to just solve for x and be like, it doesn't matter because x is equal to 4. You don't know what it is, but you need to tell me why this side of the equation, this whole equation, will have the same solution set of this side. And this is how you justify it. You say if, and then you copy down this first equation. If x squared plus 3x plus 2 is equal to x plus 1, then, comma, then x squared plus 3x plus 2 equals 1 plus x, because, and you have to decide which property it is of the, we switched commutative property of addition. So now you don't actually have to know the value of x in order to say that these two equations are true. All you have to say is, I just switched two terms. It doesn't change the solution set. That's good. That's an important part of algebra. Okay, so I'm going to pause the video here and I'm going to put up the solutions, give you some time so that you can finish part B and part C, and then you can check your answers in this video. So pause the video right here. Okay. Here are some of the answers. Sorry, I wrote in the same color. And it might be kind of small on your screen, so you might have to like lean into your screen to look at it. But part B was true because of the commutative property of multiplication. So the two things that switched were the factors x plus 1 and x plus 2. The entire factors switched, which means you use the commutative property of multiplication. And for the last one, the equations are the same because we use the distributive property of multiplication over addition. So for the last one. But notice when I zoom out, because I want you to see this first, when I zoom out, I wrote an entire sentence. If this equation is true, then this equation is true because this property. And that is how you justify, and that is the sentence stem that me and your other math teachers will expect on your unit exam. We've reached the end of the video portion of the classwork. You have to work on your exit ticket, and then you have a Delta Math assignment. So the Delta Math assignment starts out as classwork, and you're going to spend the rest of the class period doing Delta Math, and then you are going to finish Delta Math at home. So I want you to do the first 3 sections of Delta Math in class, if you can get it done, and then you can start on the rest, which is your homework. This Google form is going to be opened in the last half hour of class. It'll just like appear as an assignment, and it needs to all be done. And you're going to put your grade for your focus grade in there, and then you may see that grade in your grade book. So I want you to think about and be honest, what was your focus level while I was out? I don't think you have a video on solving multi-step equations. I don't think I can do that. So video notes, I'm going to cross this out. Maybe. If it's there, you'll know. So exit ticket, and then you have a Delta Math assignment called Classwork Lesson 6. And then I put a little note that says, do all the sections, because some of you only do one section of Delta Math, but there's like 6 or 7 things that you need to do. So do all the 6 or 7 things. And your homework for this weekend is to finish Delta Math by Monday, because I will see you guys on Monday. Okay, bye.